Welcome to hillshire.tv, and today I'm here with Richard Holland, and we're talking about the Sydney Business Chamber. So Richard, what's the Chamber about? How did you get involved?
Very good question, Stephen. Originally I got involved in the Chamber probably about some 7 and 8 years ago. I was a member first and foremost. I got drag streaming along actually. I was already in another networking group and I went, why do I need to be a part of something else? So I relented and I came along, and my first impression was, hey, these are pretty good people, and they're similar to the ones that I know in the other networking group that I was involved in at the time. And so I pretty much went from there. I have an all-in mentality, I always have for networking, and anything else that I've done. So I'm either right into it or I'm not in it at all.
Which is the best way.
Which is the best way, and funny enough, started going along to things regularly. People came up to me, hey, I've seen your face around here a number of times, and that gave me the ideal opportunity to talk about what I did. So, and it just expanded from there. I got invited to join the board some 6 years down the track, and then funny enough, the role to be the membership and events manager came along, and I put my hand up and said, yep, I'll have a go with that, and I've never run an event in my life, so that was fun.
That's fun. So how long have you been doing this role for?
Just on 18 months, or heading for 2 years in a little while, in October, so it's actually a bit over 18 months now. So it's been a very fast-paced, crazy learning curve.
Yeah, you are a very hard man to get. So, and was anybody else doing that role before you've taken that up? Or was it a new role they decided to put in place?
Yeah, look, there was a wonderful lady by the name of Robin Baird who was the CEO of the Chamber before that, and she was doing everything, and I mean everything. This role is all-encompassing anyway, but she was doing that and some, and part of the being on the board prior to coming into the role, I said, well, probably what it needs is someone to actually be a membership manager rather than having to run every aspect of the business. We're lucky the Chamber's got over 27, 28 support partners, which allow us to do everything we do, and without those support partners, some for many, many years, we couldn't do what we do, but the role itself just had to be a bit more streamlined. But when you're running 100 odd events a year, you've got 300 members, you've got 20 odd partners, and you meet them monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly or 6 monthly, there's not much time to take a breath. So it's a full-on role, but I love it.
Which is good, and I can see you love it by your passion when you talk to everybody, and the events always run so great. So what style of businesses should be involved with the Chamber? So people out there know, what will their business suit?
Yeah, look, I think any business can, to be honest. I'd like to see a lot more depth and breadth into the building industry to join the Chamber. Obviously, being around the Norwest Business Park, we tend to get a lot of professional services, which is great. But we are seeing that change a little bit as well. So, but I'd certainly like to see a lot more within the trades area, a lot more within retail. Retail's a hard one, but. Because of their mums and dad companies, and they're working in the business, and when we're having our events they're working, so that's a challenge. But even manufacturing, I think that's the third largest in the Hills District, and we have very little manufacturers in the Chamber as well, so I think some growth in those areas. We've got 300 members out of 30 odd thousand ABNs in the Hills District. We've got this tiny, a little amount of businesses, so the opportunities for our Chamber to grow are enormous.
Very much so. And with yourself, you're a local person. Do you live in the Hills?
Yes, I live at Quakers Hill, so it's nice being, now it's about 45 minutes from work.
From Norwest, Norwest Boulevard.
But, look, for the first time I'm not an hour and a half or working into the city or North Sydney, so being a local person, it's nice to live and work like 80% of our members do. They live and work in this area.
And with going back to the Chamber and the events you run, so what are some of the events to run that the members can come along to, and can they bring guests? What's the setup there?
Yeah, sure. Look, we do run a lot, Steve, event-wise, but the two major events that we do every month, the networking events and the business breakfasts. Our members can bring guests along to those at what we call members rates. We normally get about 80 to 120 people at each of those events, so they're great events, not only to network at a table but beyond that at the event as well. And also our after fives, which we combine with an information session. So
yes.
Our after fives always have around about 30% brand new people coming along to them. And with the info session, we normally get 30 to 40 at that particular session prior to the event. And we have somewhere between 130, 150 people regularly attending the after five events due to that.
I've been to after fives and they are a good event. And they do work in coming after work and catching up with people and building friendships from there. With the events, and where do you have them locally? Where are some of the places you hold your events?
Yeah, another good question. We are extremely lucky where we are here in the hills. We've got multiple venues we can use. We have a couple of partners which we use their premises quite a bit. So both Castle Hill RSL, who've been a long-term supporter of the chamber, and also the Mean Fiddler Hotel.
Yes.
But we've got the Hills Lodge, we've got the new Novotel, Castle Hill Country Club, Bella Vista Hotel, and there's a whole pile of other venues, even Bella Vista Farm, which we have a breakfast at once a year.
Oh yeah.
And other council buildings as well. So there's lots of different things we can do, and even outdoor events with some of our members if they've got the ability to run those. So.
Right. And the best way for people that see the video and wish to catch up with yourself for to join the chamber or talk about the chamber, what's the best way to make contact to find a little bit about the chamber?
Oh look, I'll invest an hour in anyone, as you know, Steve.
Yes.
That's one of my little catchphrases, and it's true. It's because I mean it, because I care. My whole role, forget everything else I've got to do. I'm here to help businesses. I'm here to help them to understand what the chamber's about and how they can get the most out of it. Then, wherever possible, I will sit down and spend and invest an hour in someone, listen to what they're talking about, and say, hey, I have hundreds of these conversations every week. Who could we possibly connect you with? And that's just fun for me. You know?
Yeah.
No money changes hands. It's just fun to help people. So if people call me on my mobile, which is 0409 546 199, they can email me at membership at Sydney Hills Business. And then if they want to come along and find out more, they can come to an info session, follow it up with an after five on the same event, and we'll go from there.
And they can jump on the website to find out a little bit about it.
There's a lot of information. If you need to go and read a lot, well, there's a lot to read. So you can just go to sydneyhillsbusiness.com.au.
So sydneyhillsbusiness.com.
Yeah, .au.
Yeah. Right then. And I had a chat with Brian Saffy the other day. Brian and I caught up about the My Board groups that are involved with the chamber. I guess people should know a little bit about that today, and then they can look at the video with Brian. And
yeah, most of our members, overwhelmingly, we've probably got about 60% of them involved in that program, and they're members of the chamber not only for its great events and the opportunities to network, but how they can really delve down and make those relationships a lot stickier in these groups. There are so many intangible benefits you get out of being a member of the chamber, and the My Board just drills that down to a whole new level. So I was a member of 2 different My Board groups in my old days. Sadly, I can't be a member of one anymore. So, but I only get around and visit groups, as you know, occasionally. So.
No, very good. Well, people can, and you can go to the website and click on the My Board group tag and learn a little bit more about your My Board groups as well. So, look, Richard, it was great to catch up. It was nice to talk a little bit about the chamber and what a great organisation it is for businesses in the Hills area. So, my name's Stephen Lord. I'm your presenter from hillsshire.tv, and we'll catch you next week on the show. Thank you.